All right, guys. So, welcome to day number 4 of the 5-day mobility and wellness challenge. Today, we're going to cover strength slash resistance training. So, this is going to be very important to have, especially in a weekly routine where you're trying to, find ways to decrease pain in your body. And this is going to be essential to maintain your routine in the long term because what we do with strength and resistance training, it's bulletproofing your joints, bulletproofing your body so that you're more resilient, you have more strength, and so that you're able to have good health in the long term. So I'm going to be going over that. All right, so let me share my screen. So when it comes to strength and resistance training, we want to be able to think about it as, a way to help you to build muscle mass, to have less stiffness and achiness in your joints so that when you're walking around in your day, when you're going about, your chores, your daily activities, going to work, you are ultimately going to be able to feel you're more mobile. You're able to move around better because you have stronger muscles. And it's overall also going to contribute to a lot of mental health benefits. So the way that we would go about, you know, doing strength and resistance training, it's doing full body workouts 2 to 3 times a week. And this is based on, data I've collected over the past 2 years training clients. Typically, this is what works best. It's gonna help to stay the most consistent in the long term, and it's gonna fit your lifestyle pretty well. Even if you right now are very sedentary, you might be deconditioned, you may not have, the best background when it comes to working out, but it's definitely, I would say, the best way to aim for, like in the beginning. As you get more advanced, you can obviously add more days where you work out, but for like now, it's definitely the best way to go about it. So what you want to do is focus on compound movements. So compound movement, it's pretty much an exercise where you're working multiple muscle groups at once, and you're also moving multiple joints with that exercise. An example could be a squat, you're pushing something, pulling something, pressing over your head, all these different movements that aren't just going to be working in one muscle group, it's going to be working your whole body. And that's going to be the best way to be able to focus at first, just so that you're able to improve your stability with certain exercises, have more strength with certain exercises, and ultimately that's going to contribute to your mobility and just how you feel throughout your day. So the main idea with the full body workout is to be able to do one exercise per major muscle group. So that includes like your chest, your back, your shoulders, uh, your thighs, quadriceps, back here, the hamstrings, and then also like the glutes, those major muscle groups that are going to be generally worked with those compound movements. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the sheet that we've been using throughout the whole challenge. So I'm gonna give you an example of a full body workout that you guys are gonna be able to try on your own. And it's just gonna be a way for us to really dig deeper onto how you can format your own strength training routine. And I'm gonna give you all the tools necessary to be able to do that. So going back here to the sheet, we are now on day number 4. So a full body workout kind of would be structured like this. So let's say that you have access to a gym, you have access to equipment. So equipment would include like barbell, dumbbell, a bench, stuff like that that you would find in the gym. So I'm gonna recommend you guys warm up with the mobility that you guys did in the first day. So the ankle test is pretty much the exercise, the combat stretch. The hip test was the 90-90. Thoracic mobility was the prone cobra, and the wall press is shoulder mobility, as you can see here. So you're going to warm up with the mobility. Right after your warm up, you want to get into the strength and the resistance training. So think of the mobility as a way to prime your body, prepare your body for the actual workout. So if you have equipment, you're going to have these different exercises to follow. So here we're following this format. So we're doing a squats, a push, a hinge, a pull, a lunge, and a press. So if you have, for example, dumbbells, you're going to do goblet squats and then dumbbell bench press if you have a bench too. You're going to do Romanian deadlift, bent over rows, dumbbell walking lunges, standing overhead press. So when you guys get access to this sheet, you're gonna be able to click on this, and then you're gonna be able to access the Dropbox with all the exercises, videos of them, with um, added cues from my end to be able to help you to perform them better. And your goal is to be able to follow this set and rep range. So for each exercise, you'll be doing 3 sets of around 8 to 10 reps. And this is really to help you to perform the movement safely, to perfect your form, and just to get better over time. You want to be able to feel the right muscle groups working when you do these exercises. So you'll be covering every major muscle group, every major compound movement, which is these listed here. And then the same would be for like no equipment. You would again warm up with the mobility and then go straight into the strength and resistance. So here it's bodyweight squats, push-ups, glute bridges, swimmers, bodyweight walking lunges, and floor angels. And again, when you have access to the sheet, you'll be able to click on the exercise. It could take you to a link to a Dropbox, and then you have access to the videos of each exercise. And I'll make sure to include that when I input it on the day and on the group. So yeah, you guys will be giving this a try, and then it'll give you a better idea of how to format your workouts moving forward. But if you guys have any specific questions about this day specifically and how you're going to go about your workout, don't be afraid to reach out to ask any questions. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. I'm going to see you now on day number 5 coming up to kind of put it all together and to create your own consistent routine.